Hey everyone, it's Hugh Culver, the author of Give Me a Break. In this video, I want to talk about projects. Specifically, I want to talk about the problems of keeping a project rolling along. You know, a project, it's kind of like a wheelbarrow. You know what it's like when you pick up a wheelbarrow. Maybe you're doing some gardening or you're moving some rocks around and you pick up a wheelbarrow and it's heavy. And at first, it's really awkward. That's kind of like when a project gets started. You know, there's a lot of meetings. There's a lot of decisions that have to be made. There's a lot of planning and creating milestones and getting accountabilities. That's when you first pick up that wheelbarrow. And if you get that wheelbarrow moving, and you get that project rolling, things happen pretty well. The wheelbarrow is maneuverable. When the project is rolling, people are in constant communication. Decisions are being made. They can overcome obstacles and resolve those issues pretty easily because we're all in motion. We're flowing. But what happens when you put it down? What happens when you put that wheelbarrow down? Now it's awkward. You got to pick it up again. It's hard to maneuver. And it's the same thing with a project. So how do you keep a project rolling? Because, you know, quite frankly, in our busy days, there's a lot of things that are nice distractions from those big projects. It's sure a lot easier to deal with that little issue that's going on today. It's sure a lot easier to go to one more meeting or to look at your email. So how do we keep that big project going? Because that big project is where the big payoff is. That's why you created it in the first place. It's going to be this new infrastructure installation. It's going to be this new client initiative. It's going to be this new marketing strategy. These are things that have a big payoff. Well, I'm going to give you a couple of simple tricks. First of all, you got to chunk it down. We all know that. You have to chunk it down. You can't take it all at once, but you need to put it into chunks that actually are manageable. And what I find is that you need to give yourself clear directions. You know, if you write down research, past proposals, if you write down investigate the problems we had with the last initiative, you're more likely to procrastinate than you are to take action. Why? Because it's too vague. I find that once I chunk down my project, I have to give myself clear directions. I'm much more likely to take action if I've recorded that I need to call somebody, or I need to create an outline, or maybe I need to invite certain people to a meeting. So chunk it down, give yourself clear directions. And the third tip I want to give you is you have to have a reward. I mean, we're pretty sophisticated people, but we also like our rewards. When you procrastinate, when you stop working on that project, it's because there is something that's rewarding you in another direction. So working on my email, wow, I got a whole bunch of email done. And so that feels like a reward. Well, the same thing, that same logic, that same reaction can be applied to your project. So once you've chunked it down, once you've given yourself clear directions, you have to have something that you're going to get from that effort of going and doing the work. So for example, for me, I love to see things crossed off my list. So once I've given myself clear directions, I make sure I write down everything that I need to do so I have a lot of opportunities to cross things off my list. Maybe you say to yourself, well, look, if I work on this for 45 minutes, cross it off my list, man, I'm going for a break. I'm going to go give myself a nice cup of tea or walk around the block, but I'm going to take a little bit of a break because I've worked hard to get that done. I've crossed it off, and now I get a reward. So 3 things, really simple. Chunk it down, clear directions, and make sure there's a reward. All right, hope that serves you. Until next time, remember, be your best, see the best in others, and make it happen.